Here we go again, Leaf fans. A stinker of a game, 4-2, in which there was minimal scoring of goals, and there were a whole bunch of forwards who didn't score, who didn't put up a point. So while Canada's World Junior team didn't stop scoring after the first period, en route to a 10-0 thrashing of its Latvian counterpart of the relevant World Juniors top division tournament, the Leafs stopped scoring after the first period. So let's just see here. So Matt Nyes and Tyler Bertuzzi, with assists on the Nyes goal by Matthews and the Bertuzzi goal by Riley and Nylander. That was it. No forward aside from Nyes, Matthews, Bertuzzi, or Nylander scored. Put up a point. Back in February, Justin Bourne on the daytime Eastern Time via Sports 959 The Fan, Real Kipper and Bourne show, claimed to have wanted to know who among then members of the Leafs roster outside the Matthews, Tavares, Marner, and Nylander quartet was, quote, going to score. Well, let's see who didn't even get a point. At least among the forwards. Max Domi got none, but at least he didn't have a sub-zero plus minus. Noah Gregor didn't get a point. Kyle Yarncrook, -1. David Kampf had zeros all over the board, other than for shots on goal, which he had 2, and 1 hit. Mitch Marner, -2. Bob McMahon, 0. There were ones in terms of shots on goal and hits, but thankfully not a sub-zero plus minus. Nick Robertson, 0. Zeros across the board other than on hits and shots. Thankfully not a sub-zero plus minus. John Tavares, -2. Let's see how Leafs did on face-offs against the Sens team. Well, Max Domi, among players who took at least 5 face-offs, it was a mixed bag. Domi won 5 of 6. Yarncrook, 2 of 5. Matthews won 11 of 21. John Tavares won 10 of 22. Pontus Holmberg and Connor Timmins were scratches. But I hope that Sheldon Keefe is going to juggle those lines. Because quite simply, nothing worked. Very little worked. And it's very clear that these Leafs need a shake-up. It's not like things are necessarily going to be easier. And I sure as hell hope that as soon as this NHL roster freeze is finished, let me just check if it already is, that GM Treliving will waive Ilya Samsonov. So we'll see when the roster's over. Just gonna see when the roster freeze is. Well, so basically, at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, or he's on, was it? No, there. Thursday, 20th of December, roster freeze that went into Western Christmas will be done. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not sure if Brad Treliving will waive Samsonov. I hope that does happen, because that will mean, with the Leafs so tight to the cap, an ability to call up any of Dennis Hildeby, Vyacheslav Peksa, and Keith Petrucelli. After all, what if that doesn't happen? Next game is 29th of December. And that'll be part of a pairing of games to take place on consecutive calendar days Eastern Time. So it's going to be, here, I count 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pairs of games for which the end time of the first is under 24 hours before the start time of the next. So that's 4 games. If Samsonov starts in those all 4 of those games, yeah, quite possibly the Leafs will earn as many as 8 points. But I'm worried the Leafs will earn as few as 0. So what's the harm of calling up Petrucelli, Peksa, or Hildeby? That's a problem. That's a good question to ask GM Treliving. After all, it's not like the Leafs have done quite well against teams that are at the bottom of the standings, and the next game is going to be against one of those, the Blue Jackets. Yeah, it's not going to be good. And that upcoming set will mean the Leafs go down to Central Ohio and then fly back up to play a home game. Oh boy, it would be nice if the Leafs could just go by bus to the next game and not have to worry about flying in and out. But, not flying a long distance because they can't go by bus. Maybe the Leafs will go down to Seattle by bus after the game against the Canucks on the 20th of January Eastern Time. But we'll have to see what happens. It's hard to know how Leafs end up doing. But again, it's not looking good, if you ask me. So yeah. So after that, later this week, it'll be a brief break for over the New Year's holiday period. 2nd and 3rd of January, Eastern Time, will be Leafs take a trip to California, and they face the Kings on the 2nd and the Ducks on the 3rd. Oh boy, it's going to be before the All-Star break. For a break for the All-Star game, the Leafs have played 15 games, during which time they may very well stay where they are, rise up substantially in the Atlantic Division, or drop down. I'm worried the Leafs will drop out of a playoff spot, because all we need with this tight race is losses in regulation, and the Leafs are going to drop down. I mean, Blue Jackets, Ducks, Sharks, and Kraken are not very good teams. Or at least as of now. But again, who knows? Let's hope these Leafs will not end up losing, because if they do, oh boy, I think it's going to be trouble. So Brad Treliving, you got a job to do. Listen to the feedback that you've gotten from Samsonov. The way you've watched Samsonov play, I'm sure you're not happy about it. You can do something that you haven't yet done. Hopefully, 20th of December, you're going to waive Samsonov. If you don't do that, things are not going to be good. That's what I'm worried about. And I am sure you are too. Anyway. I encourage anyone who likes the video to click that like button. If you want to subscribe to my channel, the subscribe button is available at the bottom of the video. If you also click the notification bell, You get more time notifications of videos that I put out. I try to put out videos, whether short or long ones, at least every other week. On that note, I'm going to say go Leafs go Raptors go Toronto FC go, and with respect to Canada's national teams which I cheer, go Canada go.